Redline Productions proudly presents.
Hey YouTube. Well, today I wanted to show you guys a car that has gotten quite a bit of heat from both consumers and the automotive press in general. This is a 2011 Toyota Corolla LE sedan. This particular color is called Magnetic Gray Metallic, I think. And as you pretty much... Now, there's a reason why Toyota sells so many of these. I mean, the Corolla is still the best-selling compact car in the US, which I'm not... which I know why it is. For automotive enthusiasts, they are probably, crunching their ears to hear that. But there are certain aspects of this car which people still flock to. There's otherwise Toyota wouldn't sell so many of these. But anyways, 2011 is when they updated the car. They added those new taillights, slightly different bumper. It looks like the grille is different in the front. It's got that new chrome strip on the going across the taillights. Those 15-inch hubcaps are still the same. For 2012, Toyota did update the LE's hubcaps with a slightly different design, but still the same. The car just looks like a Camry. I mean, people who aren't into cars mistake it for a Camry all the time. I'm not a fan of the styling, but it's very neutral, which is what the Toyota's main buyer is for this car. They want something that's reliable, that's efficient, that's cheap, that pretty much will just take them to and from work. So that's the reason why they choose this kind of a car. If you want a car that's not going to stand out, that's simple, it's pretty much something for your grandma who is going to crash trying to change the stereo in these complicated high-tech cars. Get her a Corolla. Put a flower in her little flower. Put a flower on the dashboard and just get her a Corolla. She'll love the car. It's got the new Toyota chime, which I can't stand the sound of it. It sounds like an alarm clock. The first thing I immediately noticed sitting in the interior is I use my elbow to get in the cars. And that's rock hard right there, so I'm not sure why Toyota didn't update this, because that should be soft touch. That's something where you put your arms where your elbow constantly hits. Very simple gauges. Like I said, you're looking for a car for your elderly mother or elderly grandmother who's going to crash trying to figure out the new cars. Get her a Corolla. She will be happy. Gauges do a pretty decent swing. This is the LE model. If you choose an S, it gives you slightly better looking LED, or not really LED, the Optitron orange illuminated gauges. Much better looking than these, but this is an LE. This is their volume seller essentially. But let me show you guys an exhaust clip really quick. Nothing too special with the engine. It's just Toyota's familiar 1.8 liter 4. That engine did come out in 2009. Toyota pretty much updated it from the old 1.8 that was in the old Corolla with dual variable valve timing versus the single. Makes 132 horsepower, which I'll show you guys the engine in a second. Anyways, in terms of the interior, now people constantly knock the Civic for having a pretty bad interior. The Corolla is pretty much down there as well, especially when you compare it to things like a Focus, a Cruise, an Elantra. The entire dashboard is hard touch plastics, although the graining is typical Toyota. It's nice graining. Door panels, all hard plastic here. There is a little bit of fit and finish issues. Some models have this little, you can see there's like a little Velcro thing holding the dash in place coming out. It's also doing that on the other side as well. It's just something that I've seen from time to time with this generation Corolla. The LE model does give you a couple of nicer features. It does have heated side mirrors. You can see the little, let me show you over here. You can see the little heated sign, so that's kind of nice that they added that. You got an aux input right here. No USB though. Toyota has added that for 2012, I believe. What they do is they combine the USB and the aux. It's kind of just got a pretty pedestrian sound system, 4-speaker sound system, nothing special. You got these kind of crude climate controls, which don't feel too great when you're turning them. And then, of course, the Corolla is actually the last the last compact car on the market to still use a 4-speed automatic that they've been using for over 25 years for this car. So I'm really hoping with the next generation, Toyota plans to redesign this car. They really step it up and use a 6-speed like everyone else. You do get power windows on the LE, just automatic down, not auto up. Power mirrors, I mean, cruise control luckily is still included. They used to have a piece here that would pop out that would constantly break, so they've replaced it with this, so it doesn't have to, you don't have to worry about that happening. The clock on this particular model has gotten some knock. For 2012, they've redesigned the instrument cluster and they put the instrument panel, and they put the clock up here, listening to the complaints finally, because buried down there, it's kind of hard to see, and you have to take your eyes off the road to look at the clock, or to look at the time. But let me show you guys the engine. And of course, here's Toyota's familiar 1.8 liter 4. It's a smooth engine, makes 132 horsepower and 128 foot-pounds of torque. One of the least in the class, definitely, but the Corolla is also one of the lightest in the class as well. Fuel economy is 26 city and 34 highway with a 4-speed auto. Backseat space in the Corolla is not bad. It's actually pretty high up there with the class. You do not get an armrest though, and materials pretty much just follow through. They did nicely include soft padding right there where your arms are going to go. Same with the driver's side, it's soft right here, but that armrest unfortunately is rock hard, and that's going to hurt your elbows when you get in. The trunk is actually a pretty nice size for this vehicle. Really wide opening, and it's got a 60-40 split fold back rear seat. I have to admit, while I don't like the look of this vehicle, the S model surprisingly looks not bad, especially if you get it with the 5-speed. Just the base LEs are really just for people who are just looking for a cheap, reliable, efficient car and don't really care about technology or high class or high style or stuff like that. But anyways, let's take you guys on a quick drive. But like I said, 4-speed auto, doors lock automatically when you put it into gear. And in terms of how this car drives, well, it drives, it's very smooth, it's very easy to drive. I mean, there's a reason why this car sells so well, and I can see that when I'm driving this car. I mean, for an automotive enthusiast, this has not appealed to me. But for 90% of the world who just need wheels to get them from point A to point B, they will choose this car. And Toyota offers some great maintenance. They offer their maintenance plan, and they offer really cheap prices on this car. But you know, if they really want to step it up, they're gonna have to improve this car. And you can see acceleration is definitely sluggish. While most of the cars in this class are sluggish, the 4-speed auto really limits this car badly. It just it doesn't have enough gear, so either the engine's revving too loud, and then you can start to hear the buzziness of it, or when it shifts, it kind of just knocks it out of the power band. The 5-speed with this car would probably be not bad. In terms of the ride, it's very soft, compliant, typical Toyotas. That's the reason why Toyotas sell so well. People who just want a soft ride, they choose this car. Handling, the steering is numb. It's so numb. Toyotas are always like this, except, I mean, some of their cars probably most likely aren't like their performance cars. They're really trying to change this. Toyota's just trying to change their image. This represents old Toyota, but they're trying to make their cars much sportier. They're trying to appeal to the new generation of buyers, which is Generation 1. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching my quick little overview of this 2011 Toyota Corolla. I definitely would suggest checking out everything that the compact class has to offer before making your decision, but I'm not going to knock you for choosing this car, because there are still reasons why people choose it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Yeah, here's some legal stuff for you. The views and opinions expressed in the following video may not necessarily reflect those of the title holding automotive dealer or the entity they represent. All videos are filmed with permission by a professional driver on a set course with the collaboration and assistance of local law enforcement authorities. Do not attempt. Logos and brandings of vehicle manufacturers, dealerships, and online social media sites are the sole property of their respective representation used with permission. The Redline logo, soundtrack, and web resources, as well as all other associated media, are copyrighted intellectual property of The Redline LLC. All rights reserved.